Welcome to Taking Off. I'm Christy Wong. Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Flying Eyes Optics, Colton Mortgage, and Marshall Protective Services. Today I'm actually hanging out at Founders Plaza at DFW Airport because apparently I can't get enough of airplanes even on my days off. I've seen a few of the Embraer 175s taking off. Now you guys know that I actually fly the Embraer 175, which is why I have such a soft spot in my heart for Embraer in general. Speaking of them, there's some interesting news coming from them. Now, you realize that a lot of these aircraft manufacturers would typically be looking to improve their turbofans. You know, you've got Airbus improving their turbofans, going the way of the Neo, making it more efficient. We've got Boeing and the 737 MAX and them trying to make more energy efficient engines for like the 777 and stuff. But Embraer's got a completely different tactic. They've actually just recently announced that they're going to go the way of improving a next generation turboprop. When I saw this thing, honestly, I wasn't sure what to make of it. It's got the body of a 175 with the wings of a 145, and then they slapped a couple of turboprop engines to the back of it and then made it a T-tail. So it kind of looks like Frankenplane to me, but I think it's an interesting concept. Their argument is that they are seeing benefits in having a more fuel efficient airplane, and they believe that turboprops are going to be more fuel efficient. Now, I talked to a friend of mine who happens to be a supervisor of maintenance in at a regional carrier, and he stated that turboprops are actually more difficult to maintain. They're more expensive to maintain. So we'll see kind of what happens there. That may actually wash the benefits of having those fuel efficient savings, but I don't know. We'll see more to come, but I think it's a very interesting concept that they're kind of going backwards toward the turboprops. They also argue, though, that the regional airports are going to be wanting smaller airplanes. I don't know why they wouldn't be served by small regional jets like we already have, but who knows? Maybe there's going to be a market for them, but we'll see. What do you guys think? Oh, and fun fact about Embraer that recently blew my mind. I have always wondered what the word Embraer meant. I always thought that it was just some random Brazilian word and I had no clue what it meant, so I went on the hunt and I found out something really interesting. Embraer is actually a combination. It's like this amalgam of several words put together, and I'm going to butcher this, so please don't slaughter me on this, but it's like Empresa Brasileira de Aeronautica, Embraer. Who knew? I just thought that was really interesting, and I just had to share that. Some more news coming from the airline world. Boom Supersonic just received a non-refundable deposit for 20 of their up-and-coming supersonic jets from American Airlines. But American's not the only one taking a gamble on them. United Airlines also put down a deposit for 15 of their jets. We don't know a whole lot about this deal, but here's what we do know. They are planning to be in operational and flying by 2025, 2026, and they want to actually be carrying passengers by 2029. Now, American did say that there are stipulations in order for Boom to keep their deposit and everything else. The company is going to have to adhere to certain industry guidelines and standards. So we'll see what comes out of this. People want to know what the cost is going to be for these tickets. Boom did say that while they couldn't state specifically what ticket prices would be, they could be upwards of $5,000. My question is there really a market for this? I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, everybody's been talking about how crazy it's been for airline pilots lately, meaning there's this pilot shortage, which is driving such a high demand, which is improving the pay for airline pilots, which overall is a great thing. Well, UPS pilots just agreed to extend their contract. UPS pilots, as first year, first officer, start out making $59 an hour. Okay. But as soon as they hit year two, first officers are making $228 per hour. So you could say they're doing all right. But it's not just UPS. Most of the airlines are actually coming up with new and better contracts to attract more and more airline pilots. I recently had this conversation with my friend Juan Brown from Blanco Lirio, and we were talking about how this industry has just gotten so crazy. The demand for pilots now is unlike we've ever seen or experienced previously. And that's really what's driving up the rates for pilot pay. So I would have to argue, I've never seen a better time to become an airline pilot. If it's something that you're considering and it's something you've always wanted to do, I honestly believe that now is the time. I am very fortunate to be where I'm at this time. I work for a great carrier. I am loving what I do. I love the airplane that I'm on. I already talked about the 175 and how great it is. So I just see really, really good things coming overall for our industry. Finally, Reno Air Races, September 14th to 18th this year. You will definitely see our good friends, Flying Eyes Optics there. They'll have a booth set up. And if you see them, swing by and say hi. Maybe pick up a pair of those really cool sunglasses. Use our discount code TakingOff, all caps, one word, for 10% off your purchases. Also, a quick shout out again to our sponsors, Colton Mortgage and Marshall Protective Services. We appreciate all that you do, and we appreciate all that you guys do for watching us. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see you next time on Taking Off.